Welcome back to our channel. I'm Joe and Di's behind the camera. Thank you very much, Di. Our channel is called Joe's and Di's Allotment and Kitchen Garden channel, and what we try to do is give you tips on how to grow stuff, but also tips on how to preserve the stuff you've grown, and even some recipes to go along with that as well. So if you're new to our channel, welcome. What I'm going to talk about today is onion sets. We're going to start off the onion sets in modules today. There's two ways of growing onions. You can either grow them from seeds, or you can grow them from sets. Onion seeds take quite a while to germinate. They can take up to sort of 3 weeks, over 3 weeks to germinate. So people like to grow sets because they sort of miss out the initial stage of planting seeds and then pricking them out and growing them on, and then putting them into your plot. Whereas sets, you can start them off earlier. They're sort of dormant bulbs basically, which will spring into life as soon as you start growing them. You can buy them in little packs like this. I think there's about 50 in this pack. And some garden centres also sell them loose, where you can they give you a little bag and you can pick out the ones you want, fill up the bag to a certain level. I suppose there's a little bit of advantage of that. If you've got a garden centre that does that, you can pick out your bulbs, make sure you've got nice plump ones, no rotten ones. When you buy them in a bag, sometimes you do get some that have to be discarded because they're a bit rotten. I think I found one. Luckily I only found one in this one, but this one's sort of squishy and feels mouldy really. So I mean, any like that you'd have to discard. They won't grow onto anything. But these packs have been quite good really. They're quite plump, they're quite large. You've even got a few of the shoots already starting to come through.
So where did you get these ones from?
What's the shop called? Oh, B&M. 3 packs for £5, which was quite a good bargain. You can see some of the shoots are just starting to come through there. We love to grow a lot of onions because we do use a lot of onions in our recipes, and we prefer the red ones really, mainly due to the nutritional benefit. I think nutritional fact for you here. I think the red varieties contain 14 times more quercetin than the white or yellow ones, and quercetin is like a flavonoid, plant flavonoid. It's got lots of health benefits. So I mean, if you've only got a small area, I'd recommend growing the red ones because they're more expensive in the shops as well. So you're getting a sort of more nutritional benefit, and you also benefit from the fact that they're more expensive as well. So yeah, we do grow a lot of onions, but we do grow from seed as well. So we use both. We use seeds and sets. I've already planted some seeds in a sort of cold propagator last week or the week before. They've not germinated yet, but as I say, they've got to be pricked out, and they've got to grow on. And then whereas sets, we'll plonk them into the modules and they'll start sprouting quite quickly. And there's also an advantage when you do sprout them, and then you've got sort of little mini plugs you can put straight into the soil later on in sort of mid-March, end of March, depending on the sort of weather conditions at the time. They're like mini plugs, you can put them straight in. And birds, when you plant sets, birds tend to sort of pull them out the ground. But when they've got some growth on them, sort of green sprouts, and their root system's developed, they tend to leave them alone. So that's an advantage as well. One theory I sort of read about the other day was that they think they're snails. When they're in the ground, they think they're snails. So they pull them up. Then they just discard them to one side. They don't actually eat the sets. But yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance sometimes because you do come along and you find sort of bits of sets all over the place, because the birds have tugged them out and thrown them to one side. So that's one advantage. Yeah, and they're a bit quicker as well to get to the final stage. I think onions grown from seed take about 100 days, whereas grown from sets you can get a crop in about 80 days. So it's a bit of advantage in that way as well. It's a bit quicker. So it's quite easy to do basically. I mean, I've just got some modules here. I've pre-watered them. So basically you put them into the module, the rooty end down, the pointy end up. Just plonk them in, not too deeply, just about the middle of there, like the waste of the onion really. Plonk them in, and they'll not too deep. And that's just loose multi-purpose compost. I've not pushed it down or firmed it in any way, just left it loose, and they'll get away quite quickly in a cold greenhouse like this and start germinating in no time.
So you've watered them already?
Yeah, I pre-watered them already this morning. If you've got any sort of loose bits on top, you can pull them off, but generally it's just a matter of just plonking them into the compost, and then you've got little mini plugs to put into the ground later. So that's one module completely filled up now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, that's 40. 40 sets in there. So I'll complete the rest and fill them all up. I think there's about 150 here. So that'll give us probably a full bed on our plot of onions. And as I said, we've also planted some seeds. So that'll give us quite a few onions. We probably use an onion every day, so we do go through quite a lot of onions, so it's quite a good thing for us to grow a whole bed of them really, and then hopefully keep for quite a while as well. So that's just a short video today, just saying get your onion set started. It's like sort of a mid to late February you can do it, or if you're in a very cold region, leave it till sort of beginning of March and start them off. But yeah, it's a good way of getting them going. They're good. They'll have a good root system. They'll have a green sprout, and they're like a mini plug. You can put them straight into the ground later when it's time to plant them out. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up if you have. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. And any questions or comments, please leave them below. See you again shortly.